Hey everybody, welcome back to The Art of Building. I'm Swa, and this is the famous hydraulic lift table project. And I mean, there are literally multiple people talking about this. Two or three if you include me. This is the second part of this project. The first part I talked about kind of the ideas and the concept. I've got some parts cut. I'm starting to kind of assemble the parts. Let's go through the next step that I'm going to go through is cutting some parts for the base, which is what these parts are. This is 2" by 3" 1/4" thick angle. This is 3 by 3. I'm going to make a box out of it. We're going to notch this so that when it sits in here, my weld runs this way, so that as I run the rollers in here, they don't cross that weld. That's kind of the idea with the base of this. The base of this has to be very sturdy because we're going to place a jack somewhere around here, I'm assuming. I'm planning on. This is going to exert a lot of pressure on this frame and on the legs, so it's got to be pretty stout. The pieces for the top of the table are 2" by 2" 1/8" steel, which is a lot more lightweight, but the top really only has to hold up the weight of whatever I'm working on or whatever I'm lifting up onto the table. This has to take most of the strain. So I'm going to be making the parts for the frame next so that I can put all of this together. What I've been working on are the parts for the legs. Now this is 2" by 1/4" plate, and the other part of the leg is, this is square tube. This is, I think, 1/16" wall, and it might be a little bit heavier than that. And I've already cut these parts out. I'm not totally done with them, but the idea is that the square tube and the 2 pieces of 1/4" plate will act as a scissor. We'll have a roller. We're also going to have another roller at the top. But what I have to do is notch this out to fit the roller inside of it. And the tricky part about milling these parts, this is the most crucial part for the mechanism to work properly. This center of this hole to this center of this hole and this center of this hole, these have to be equal. And they have to be equal from this part to this part to this part to this part to this part. Everything has to be the same. So the process that I would recommend using, it isn't exactly what I did on this. If I want to start with this hole to this hole, these are very important. This outer curve here is basically cosmetic and just to get the corners out of your way. So this does not have to be perfect, so I'm not worried about that end. I'm worried about the holes. So if I had a piece that wasn't drilled yet, and my first one, and I'll show you I've got some clips of the other drilling, I drill 2 of the holes. I set this down on top, and I drill through this plate to drill a hole in the lower one. And I drill this hole. Now I have 2 holes in each one. If I take this and I put a bolt through here, or the drill bit that I'm using to drill it, and this is a 5/16, I can put that in there. Now I have the hole in my pattern piece over here. I can drill through there, and now the distance is the same from here to here and here to here on my second piece. The first piece only has 2 holes in it still. So then what I could do is I can take the second piece and use it as a guide to drill the rest of my parts. I can set it on top of here. Again, I'll show you the video of some of these processes, but you can clamp these together in the drill press, drill through them, and make all the holes match. And when you're all done, you can take that one you made the pattern of, go back to the first one, and drill your 3rd hole. And that way you know all the holes match. On mine, I just pulled the center from here to here and from here to here, laid it out, drilled it, they matched. They were within a 64th of an inch, which is fine for the tolerances for this. These bolts have a little play in them, so that won't be an issue. It's not super fine tolerance machinery. This is a bit rougher, so I can have a little bit of allowance there. So that was how I laid these things out. You can see on the leg the quality of my welds. I didn't show a lot of the grinding on this one, mainly because there's a lot of video footage of grinding metal out there, but also the process of grinding creates a lot of dust that can be bad for the camera. So I try to limit that because I just can't afford another camera, so I don't want to destroy this one. I probably should have filmed my grinding because my grinding skills are way better than my welding skills. This one came out pretty nice after it was all said and done. So the idea is I'm going to put this frame together. The whole time I'm doing this, I'm milling ideas, kind of mulling them over in my head. This is an idea I've got for where this jack presses into the mechanism. I need to have a pivot there. So I'm toying with this as an idea. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but this is all problem solving. This is all taking a big project with a number of problems, breaking them down into components, trying to find a solution for them, and trying to make sure that the solution for this problem fits the overall project that you're doing. So hopefully that brings you up to speed on where I am in terms of working on the project. There are a lot of steps to this, and I think the biggest key takeaway you can get from this is patience. Patience will save you most of the time. Sometimes you're in a hurry, sometimes you have to get things done, but hurrying rarely helps. Taking your time, being patient, doing neat work will probably pay off in the long run. That's the way that I approach things, and I feel it's really helped me do better work and solve these problems without driving myself crazy. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'd love it if you'd hit like and subscribe, and maybe share the video with some friends. And when I get some more progress done on this, I'll show you what I have so far, and we'll see maybe a test prototype where we can see how the mechanism works, see any changes we need to make, and then we'll take it from there. Take care.